and then also Lydia came with him as well, Hensley, with the Opportunity Foundation. And Lew is the Business Relations Director. He oversees all the retail and vocational programs supporting the relationships and partners within Central Oregon. He's been there since December of 2017. I did try and find something on you, and I didn't find something, so I'm excited to hear. Well, I'm excited to hear from both of you. I love Suzanne Michaels, and she was on part of Opportunity Foundation for a long time, and just really, she wouldn't be involved in something if it wasn't amazing. So she thought a lot of it. And then also, Lew is involved Commander U.S. Navy Supply Corps, U.S. Navy Reserve, active duty naval experience, and logistics manager. So lots of good experience, and we're excited to hear what you have to say today.
I didn't know you were going to do so much research. That's good. So thank you for having us. I know a few people probably know me and what we do fairly well, and some people might not. So Ron, thanks for the plug. He did come to, we have a quarterly business breakfast, we call it, that we started up in the last year. The next one is January 17th. If you're interested in free breakfast and a little bit more in-depth discussion and a tour of our program, then you can talk to me or Lydia afterwards, or you can send me an email. So, yeah, my name's Lew. I'm the Business Relations Director. Our Executive Director moved on. He works at COCC now, so we're currently vacant in that position. A gentleman named Brandon Safely is our Interim Executive Director right now. Lydia, I had the pleasure of, so my background, yes, I was a military officer. I'm still in the reserves, and I moved back here. My wife was Homecoming Queen 2001, RHS. We moved back here to, she likes when I say that. No, but, we moved back here with my family. We were stationed overseas, and we had our first child. We moved back. I got a job as the supply chain manager at a manufacturer, Chase Doors, if you're familiar. They make rotationally molded traffic doors. It's a good contributor to the economy. A lot of jobs. They employ about 100 people. But through that process, I got a chance to do something called small group employment. I was able to integrate a group of adults with disabilities into our manufacturing process, and Lydia was the supported employment manager that came and helped me do that. So we met that way, and then after about 5 years of, or 3 or 4 years of working with her on that, the Opportunity Foundation was looking for someone to promote those kind of things, so I was hired for that purpose. So I also really care about children, so thank you for what you guys do. I like to say that children are people too, right? They're a value, they're important. I've got 3 of my own. I'm also on the board of an organization that makes character building curriculum for children, and Dave actually gave us some pointers on our website. Thank you for that, Dave. And that's not locally run, but it's just like Kiwanis has a mission, we have our own. They're not in conflict, they can work together, right? And our purpose is to support adults with disabilities. We've been doing that for a long time. Here's a quick timeline. Was anybody in Redmond in 1965? So we were actually founded, that gentleman named Walt Franks was our founder, and he saw some families on the side of the road with young children that were not in school because the children had disabilities. At the time, public schools didn't have programs for children with disabilities, so he founded a school for children with disabilities. Pretty good guy, I'd say. He organized it, he put up a lot of money. And I was talking to a few of the members here about the Redmond Learning Center, which I know Kiwanis was affiliated with or supported several years back. The building that was operated in on our campus was the Walt Franks building, was the original school. And that is still used for childcare now. There's a private group called Cooley Hughes that is running a childcare facility there now. So that's cool. That's right next to my office on our main administrative campus. And so we run thrift stores. We had 3. We closed the one in Bend during COVID, but we have one in Madras and Redmond. The Redmond one was right downtown. It since has moved on Highway 97 on the south side of town. I hope you guys like thrift stores. I got pretty much everything I'm wearing at the thrift store. So let's see. We started doing a residential service program in 1978. The first house was our Clemens house. That's still operational. And so currently we support 35 people. We provide them a place to live. We care for them in their home. We provide the means for them to go and do recreation, go to medical appointments, those kind of things that round out a person's life. And then we also help people find a place to work. And that's a big part of what Lydia's contributed to. And she's been starting some new programs that do other things to get people out and give them opportunities to interact and do things that I'll give her a chance to mention. Any questions on that? It was a broad brushstrokes. Been around for a long time. Changed a lot that whole time. Even the 6 years I've worked here, things have changed a lot, trying to stay up with current, environment and factors. So, but serving the same group of people that whole period. So,
Mine's kind of an odd question.
yes.
Is the coffee stand in the parking lot up and running?
It's an excellent question. Yes, and anyone that comes and talks to me, I'm happy to give a free cup of coffee coupon to.
I don't mind paying for it. I just, because I wasn't sure if it was open.
No,
or
it
not.
is open, and I thank you for asking. I have some pictures later. It is a job internship program that's run out of there. So yes.
Good coffee too, Amber. I had someone over there.
Complimentary cup for
I love
Ron.
good coffee.
Did you have a question, Ron? Or
No.
okay.
Oh, I do it. I'm sorry.
Yes.
What's your major source of funding?
Thank you for asking. So we provide services. We're licensed with the state of Oregon to provide some of those services I said, like the care at homes and some employment-related services. Those are reimbursable. So when we provide that, we are reimbursed a rate from the state of Oregon to do that. And then additionally to that, our retail stores actually are doing pretty well. They're contributing to our mission in addition to providing a place for people to learn job skills, which I'll talk about. They do bring in some retail revenue. And then we do have some grants and fundraising, but it kind of in that precedence. So let's see what we got here. That's kind of a broad overview. Man, that's a big TV. How you guys can see everything. We actually have 10 homes. The resident number, I shouldn't even have numbers. They change, right? People move. A few of our residents moved. One of them really liked the Blazers. He moved over to the other side of the mountain so he could do some more of those kind of things. So people do come and go, just like we all move and do different things. We get new jobs. It says that we job coach. It's actually about 30 businesses around Central Oregon we have a relationship with where they will have employed someone and we come in and provide job coaching to help someone be successful in that. It says here that we provide jobs to 200 people, and that number fluctuates, but our last payroll, I think, was 185 people, and that's between our employees, which it takes to run all of those homes and everything that are 24 hours and do other things. And then we have about 70 people or 60 people that are on our payroll in a job training program that are a client of ours, but we're paying them minimum wage while they're learning some skills so they can go out and get another job. So that's that number. And
so does that count the jobs where their individuals are employed by other?
No, that would just be people
Okay,
that
just-
we
okay.
would be
Okay.
in that case. So when you tack them on, it'd be another 30 or so
Okay.
or more. Yeah. So I'll bring that number next time. I just wanted to show some pictures because that's a good way to visualize what we do. So just this is a great gentleman named Garrett. He lives in one of our homes. If you're like me and your wife likes DIY projects, you might go into Home Depot more often than you'd like. He's in there. He works a couple of shifts on Fridays and Saturdays, I believe, in Home Depot. He's a great guy. This is Tony in the middle. He actually just recently moved. He was a gentleman I said moved. But he's out at the Prineville Reservoir participating in the Christmas parade. So like I said, we try to provide people the opportunity to do things they want, just like we would have, to go out and do fun things, have recreation. Some of the gentlemen from one of our homes getting ready for Christmas. This was last year, having a good time. This is abbreviated presentation from what I gave Ron, so I'm going to kind of try to go through at a little bit of a pace. But Halloween was fun. Canyon Rim, that's the place to go. Who got full-size candy bars when they were a kid? There's like 3 houses over there giving out the full-size candy bars. But my kids were, we had, my sons were Marty McFly and Doc from Back to the Future. And then my middle son, Eli, really likes the book Where the Red Fern Grows, so he was the boy Billy from that. So anyway. But this is one of our homes, a maple home, and actually the house manager, this is her bringing some of the people to her home for Thanksgiving last year. So those are some of the people that we're supporting there. Again, a couple of the houses going out, taking over the Starbucks over there off Highland a couple of Saturdays ago, trying to get people the opportunity to get out and do something fun. So that's our residential program, and that's really a large portion of what we do. We need to hire more caregivers. We're competing against St. Charles and a lot of everyone else in the region, but we're a pretty good employer. We try to pay the best we can, and we have meaningful work. So if you know anybody looking for work, we are hiring in those roles. So employment is where me and Lydia focus, and which I really appreciate. And so we're doing a fundraiser this month, which in addition to raising funds, it's just been really positive because we've done a lot of community outreach and talked about it. So if you didn't know, October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month. It was that month. So in honor of that, we were trying to highlight some of the people that have had success in employment and the way that we've contributed to that. So just in this little picture, this is the coffee shop. This is actually Kelly. She graduated from an internship there. She just got a job at Burger King, so in Redmond. So if you see her there and you mention that you heard about that, then she'd be excited to hear that. This is Mike. He actually has a job at Safeway in Bend. He also, and I just lost the name of the cafe in Bend. He also has a job at, but I'll think about that. And then Brandy here, she works at our thrift store in Redmond in that program. She also lives in our Clemens house, one of our homes. So these are some of the businesses that we are partnering with now. I just added BaseX, and they're our neighbor, and I worked really hard to get in with them. But a young man named John's about to start there next week, actually. So yeah, we're right next to BaseX. We sold them that plot of land that they're going to build a huge building on, if you've seen them doing the construction there, because they are really a big part of our economy here, and we're happy to try to, or be able to support them in that, provide a lot of jobs. De Leon Corporation, you guys familiar with the De Leons? Okay, so they're an older family in Redmond also. They run a thermal label business and ship them all over, Delta Airlines, lots of people, and but they've been a good partner of ours, and they have financially supported us other ways, and they also employ a gentleman named Steven there currently in their operation. So great partner. A lot of other ones. This is a cool company called CV International. Anyone heard of them? And they're in Bend. So I'm a military guy. They make support equipment for like the F-35, and then also like these big aluminum rolling racks that you do maintenance on an aircraft. That's cool what's made in our area. So they actually had a contract with NATO for these aluminum racks that would roll up to a C-130 for them to do maintenance on. So there's cool, that's the best part of our job, is we get to go out and try to work with people from one. Medline has been really great partners to us. If you know Steve Bettis, he's the local influential in the community here. A lot of other good partners. Baselite was concrete products, cement products. They changed their name if you're familiar with them. So any questions on any of that? We've got some great relationships. We're always looking for more. So if you know anybody that, a lot of times someone that owns a small business, so what we do is we might find that you might only have a need for someone to come in 2 days a week for 6 hours total, but we might know someone that's looking to work 2 days a week for 6 hours total, you know, so it's really a good opportunity to meet the needs of a business, also give an opportunity to somebody that's looking for a little bit of employment. So anything I missed on that, Lydia?
I'd say that St. Charles has been a really good partner. In Bend, we had a volunteer group before COVID that we used to go out and kind of help with the gift shop. And now in Madras, they've hired a gentleman who is loving his job and they love him, and it's really
Right. He's
cool.
working at the hospital.
And it's been a couple months now,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah. And
What
then
kind
I'm
of,
al-
oh, I'm sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
well, then I'm also working with, I think she's a facilities man. She has a lot of titles, but she runs the gift store, which has been closed for about 2 years. And so we're putting a group of people together to get that up and running, and it's just a delight to work with them.
Right. So they've been a good
Yeah,
partner for
really
us.
great partner.
So
You had a
my
question?
question was, you know, tell us about some of the jobs that they actually do. I'm sure there's a wide variety
Sure.
of abilities, but what kind of, so what would somebody at Basics do, or some of these other places?
Good question. It really depends on the person, and yeah, so the gentleman at Basics, his name is John, he's very capable. He wants to be a welder. He got a job as a welder's helper, so he's gonna do some of the grinding and things in that department, and then hopefully learn to weld, which is a great opportunity to get paid well in that field. But everything from that to this company, Ben Pizza Kitchen up in Northwest Crossing, everybody had pizza there. They have matzo ball soup sometimes too. It's pretty good. But we have a group of people that will go and actually hang door hangers in the community for them with coupons. So there's a really wide spectrum. When I worked at my job, we had a group of people that would kit together some of the subcomponents of our hardware and then contribute that. So then they would collect with the doors before they shipped out. So there's a lot of, and I have several pictures which will probably answer some of that as well. So I'll show you. Like this is Steven. He is a good guy. He's worked at our thrift store. He's helped us do donation pickups. And then he also likes to competitively BMX ride, so we decided to sponsor him. He's got a sweet jersey. We got him. And so he does that around the area. But he also got a job at the De Leon Corporation, so he's doing the heat seal machine. So they make their labels, they put them in the plastic wrap, they put them in, he seals them so that they can get shipped out. So that's the job he does. This is, this guy makes me laugh every time I see him. Casey Olson, so this is my former employer, the corporation Seneca Holdings. But we had a group of 3 to 5 individuals that did a task there, and now he has turned that on to his own job, and he works there still. And he likes to make money, so he'll work 50 or 60 hours a week anytime there's overtime. He just bought himself a house, but he started out just as a guy on that work group, and it grew to them being reliant on him. He's got an unbelievable personality if you ever meet him. Very colorful guy, but does a good job, and he's just being very successful there in that job. This gentleman's name is Sam. He actually just recently got a job there at CV International I was talking about, similar to the one I described. He helps with some of the fabrication, deburring some of the metal that's been cut or other things, and so he's doing excellent. That company is on the south side of Bend, and he's doing great. Let's see. So, and then this gentleman, Zach, are you familiar with Elsa's, or it's now called a Selva Studio? There's an art studio in Redmond. They do classes for children, and also my children have gone there. It's in the Erickson building. So she employed Zach. He just comes in once a week for a couple hours and helps prep the art supplies for her classes, gets everything ready to go. He also works at Willow Wild downtown. I don't know if anybody shops there, but when her stuff comes in, he'll unpackage it, get it out of the packaging, get it ready for them to, merchandise. So, nice young man. Went to Redmond High School. This was, if we have time, I was going to play a quick voicemail that we just got from this happened a couple weeks ago. So this was Chris. He got a job at the Madras Hospital. He had previously done an internship at our thrift store in Madras. And this was a voice, I don't know if the audio will come through. A voicemail we got forwarded me from St. Charles. And context is somebody that was a patient of theirs called their feedback line and left a voicemail about what they observed at the hospital. I don't think you can hear it, but
as I was sitting and waiting for my mother to be released,
can you guys hear that?
he was talking to another gentleman that he was working with, I'm assuming mentoring, and had a calmness in his voice, was not judgy, was very professional, kind, explaining, discussing, so very much making anybody around him feel like he was listening and he was human. He was not ever speaking down to the gentleman he was working with, but excellent job. That gentleman, if he is an advisor, he is in the perfect job because he did very well coaching, guiding, speaking to this other gentleman that he was with.
So, a patient in the hospital observed interaction. She didn't know what was going on, but we really gave Kyle a lot of praise for that. That's his name. That was a coach involved. So I know I'm running short on time, but I'm going to quickly talk about our thrift store. So we do have, this is the coffee shop that you mentioned, Cappuccini Coffee. We have our thrift store. So it's a dual purpose in that right now we have about 50 individuals, adults, at our Redmond store that are in a job training program. So they have discrete tasks they're responsible for. Every one of them has goals that they're pursuing. Like, I would like to learn these skills so that I can get this job later. So our job is to help them to do that. And we pay people in the process of doing that. So it's really great. The store is a really fun environment. If you haven't been in there, please come in. Tuesdays are Senior Veteran Day discount. Wednesday, we have a bag of clothes. You can get a whole bag of clothes for $20, which is a pretty good deal. And we're having a big sale on Veterans Day for veterans, 50% off. We just did a community, and it was on, it was advertised. We had a open house where we had a number of the people we support there, and we had a 50% off sale of the whole store. And there were some people that had been targeting some items for a while that were waiting. They were with their cart waiting at 3:59, waiting for 4 o'clock for the. So, but it was a great time, and I really love going in there. We have internship programs. So Kelly graduated from both of these ladies graduated from our coffee shop internship. Kelly got the job at Burger King. Joe is still working at the thrift store, looking for other opportunities. Let's see what else we got here. And I'm gonna give Lydia the. I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna give you the last couple minutes. Okay? So Lydia's doing some fun classes. I just wanted to talk about. I really value volunteering service. If I didn't, I wouldn't work for the Opportunity Foundation. I wouldn't coach my 3 soccer teams my kids are on. And you guys all do too. So one of the big things that we're trying to encourage in the people in our program at our thrift store is also volunteering for another nonprofit. So we started weekly taking people to Neighbor Impact. We're going out to the Veterans Ranch. If you've been out there, it's a great place. I was mobilized as a reservist to Afghanistan in 2020. I brought home a flag that was flown over U.S. Force Afghanistan. I gave it to them out there. I really like what they do. We're going to the library. We're going to also be going to the Humane Society. So if there's an opportunity to volunteer in partnership with the Kiwanis group in the future, then that'd be cool. So let us know what that could be, or if it's an event or an ongoing thing, we might be able to bring people along that can help do that. So now I'm going to let Lydia talk.
This will just take a second because I know we're out of time. But one of the programs that we've been developing in, actually we're going on the 2nd year, is an employment-based crafting class, because people were coming out of that COVID area where they couldn't go out, they got used to staying home and doing nothing, and sometimes you get used to that, and it takes a little something different to get people to take a step out of their comfort zone. So these employment-based crafting class, this was the first one, and it was fall of last year, and it was at the library. And people created things, and then we sold them at Highland Baptist Church because they have a gigantic Christmas bazaar. And then we had an internship during the summer, visiting different artist studio, but it's all employment-based, learning about why people have businesses, how do they become artists, how does that work, how many years it takes. So just learning about the world around us. And then right now we're just wrapping up, we have I think 2 more classes of artists that come in and teach people their art, and they create a piece every week. They have a class for about 3 hours. So I am going to pass out cards of, on Veterans Day, we will have a vendor booth at Highland Baptist Church. and everyone will be selling their wares, and so will 40 other vendors. So it's a very, very fun time. And believe it or not, Christmas is coming. It's hard to believe because we just had Halloween. But if you guys are interested, just pass those around and take one. And it's just really a delight. I retired a few years ago, but I keep my finger in the pot. And Lew and I work great together, and it's just really fun doing what I do. And that's going to events like this and doing some community development programming for the folks we serve.
Okay, that's Danny's on that picture.
What's that?
I think Danny's on that picture.
Oh, the high schoolers that were decorating the
Yes.
trees up there?
Yeah, so I did. I've really tried to integrate high schoolers. Is that one of someone's?
That's my son.
That's great.
Awesome.
Is this Danny?
Bottom
no,
left.
in the
Bottom left.
Well, cool, because he came. So I work with like the advisor of National Honor Society and things like that for kids that need to do some service time to come and help. They help decorate Christmas trees, and when we sold them for a fundraiser. So any opportunities to do that, we love to do. There's a program called Youth Career Connect locally. I don't know if you're familiar with that. You can give high school students the chance to have an internship. So we have an intern there doing marketing, Facebook, and things like that. So, and that was a quick overview of the Opportunity Foundation. Thanks for giving us a chance. Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You guys are busy.
Before you go, guys, we have a little something for you. This is a thank you for coming, taking time out of your schedules.
Thank you. Oh, that's cool.
This is from Kiwanis, and we'll give them a picture.
You hold on.
You know, in the picture too, there we go.
Thank you, and thank you guys for coming to speak to us and educating us about this important work you do. So guys, in honor of our speakers today, I have a quote from James D. Wilson: "Diversity in all its forms is the path to greatness."
Michelle, can I say one thing real quick?
Sure.
All of us do things in the community on behalf of Kiwanis or receive things from the community on behalf of Kiwanis. We have now a box of thank you cards over here. So if you have something that you want to send a thank you to on behalf of Kiwanis, I have about 500 of them over here. So if you want to take some home with you, back to your office and just have them on file, the envelopes, the cards themselves. So we've got it now. So.
You hand out the Kiwanis food project bags to your neighbors. That'd be a good thing to get. Thank you for next time.
Yep.
Very good. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thank you.